Have you ever stopped to think about how much might be hiding inside a single, everyday word? Well, today we're going to see that sometimes the simplest things contain the most amazing systems. Let's see just how deep one little word can go.
And that's really the big question we're digging into today. How is that even possible? We're going to take one word, one you probably use all the time, and use it like a key to unlock this huge idea about communication itself.
And the word we're going to put under the microscope, it's paper. Yeah, I know, it sounds pretty ordinary, maybe even a little boring. But trust me, by the end of this, you're never going to look at it the same way again.
So where are we getting this from? We're diving into a special kind of dictionary, the Simple English Wiktionary. Now, it's designed to be incredibly easy to understand, and we're about to see exactly how it works by breaking down its entry for paper.
Okay, let's get into it. We'll start by just looking at how paper is defined as a noun. And as we do this, I want you to pay really close attention not just to what the definitions mean, but to the actual words they use to explain it. Okay, so right off the bat, you see something interesting. The dictionary splits the noun into two types. First, uncountable, which is when you're talking about paper as a material, a substance. And second, countable, for when you're talking about specific things. Let's look at the uncountable uses first. So as an uncountable noun, paper is a material, and just look at how clear these definitions are. It's something for writing on, it's wallpaper for a room, or it's for wrapping things. Simple, direct, you just can't misunderstand it.
Now, let's see what happens when paper is a countable thing. A paper could be a newspaper, or an academic essay for school. It could even be a government document. And papers, plural, are what you need to travel. Each one is a specific countable item. All right, just pause for a second. Looking back at all those definitions we just saw, did anything jump out at you? Think about the words used to explain the word paper. They're all incredibly simple, right? There's no fancy vocabulary. And that, my friends, is not an accident. It's a clue. Yeah, that simplicity, it's not random. It's pointing to a hidden system, a secret that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time on that dictionary page. And we're about to figure out the rule that controls this entire thing.
You know, if you were to look at the actual source page from the Wiktionary, way up at the top, there's this tiny little note. It would be so easy to miss it. But that one little sentence, it explains everything.
And there it is on the basic English 850 list. That's the key that unlocks this whole mystery. So, what in the world does that mean?
It all comes down to this one number, 850. And this isn't just some random number. It is the absolute foundation of an entire approach to language.
So, basic English. What is it? Well, it's a version of English that's been intentionally simplified, built around a core list of just 850 essential words. The whole idea was to make it super easy for anyone, anywhere in the world to learn and understand. And our word, paper, is one of those 850.
Okay, so now that we're in on the secret, let's go back to that dictionary entry. Because now we can see this 850-word system at work everywhere, not just in the noun definitions, but in all the different ways the word paper gets used. And this is where you can really see how efficient the system is. That one core word, paper, can pull triple duty. It can be a noun, an adjective, and even a verb. This gives you a huge range of expression without needing a massive vocabulary.
So as an adjective, it can be totally literal. A paper bag is, well, a bag made of paper. Simple enough. But get this, it can also be used for abstract ideas. A paper general is someone who looks good on paper but has no real experience. How cool is that? It shows how simple words can still carry complex meaning.
And here it is as a verb. To paper a room just means to cover the walls with wallpaper. The definition itself is just beautiful in its simplicity. You hang paper onto it. It uses the core noun to define the action of the verb. It's this perfectly self-contained little system.
So when you look at that whole dictionary entry now, you realize it's not just a bunch of definitions, right? It's a perfect demonstration of the principles of basic English in action. Every single definition, every example is carefully built using only words from that core 850-word list.
So why does all of this matter? What's the big idea here? What's the point of building a language system that is intentionally this simple?
Look, the goal of basic English isn't just to be simple. That's not really the point. The point is to be understood. The whole driving force behind it is clarity, making sure that a message can be sent and received by the widest possible audience, no matter what language they speak. And this has some huge real-world benefits. It gives people learning English a really solid starting point. It's amazing for writing things like clear instructions or safety manuals. And think about international business or science. It can be a critical tool for bridging those communication gaps.
And just like that, we've come full circle. We started with one of the most common words imaginable, paper. And just by taking a closer look at its simple definition, we uncovered this entire linguistic system designed for clarity and for everyone.
It really leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? In a world that just feels more and more complex and noisy every day, what is the true power, the real value of choosing to be clear, direct, and simple?